So you can start to make your way to a comfortable position. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be stretching or doing whatever it is you're doing. And if you want to come to a still position for this practice, then you can just take your time getting there, and you can let yourself fidget as much as you need to. You can do any sort of stretches, some torso twists, some neck rolls, side body twists. And just listen to whatever movement your body is wanting to take so that you can be in a position where you can find that stillness and find that comfort. And then whenever you are ready, whenever you feel like you got the kinks out, you can come to that position of stillness with a nice and straight spine. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can let your eyes gently close. You can mark your arrival to this practice today and into your body with a full and deep cleansing breath. Take a long, slow inhale in through the nose, filling up. Taking a few more sips of air, just really fill yourself. And pause for a moment to just experience that fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting it go. Exhaling bit by bit. Pressing that last bit of air out of you, pulling the belly in toward the spine to just truly empty yourself. And pause to feel that emptiness. Allow your next breath to come as it's needed. And you can breathe just like that for a few more rounds if that feels good. And at any point that you feel ready, you can release this control over your breath and simply observe your body breathing. And just noticing the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And starting to become aware of that space in between your breath. And as you start to release that control, you feel yourself stepping sort of back and up in your mind into that role of the observer, of the witness, the one who is just watching your body as it breathes, rather than guiding any rhythm of your breath. And it's okay if that feels really difficult this morning or today. Sometimes that feels really hard to switch up. So it is totally okay if that's where you are right now. And just starting to turn your focus to your forehead. Maybe even turning your inner gaze to look up and into the forehead. And just gradually calling your awareness to focus on the forehead. And as you start to focus here, you can allow the forehead to soften a bit more, allow the eyebrows to soften and release any sort of holding. Allow the eyelids to just rest gently over the eyeballs. And even allow the eyeballs to rest in their sockets. And let your jaw hang into place, relaxing your chin and your lips. Relaxing your cheeks and your nose. softening the ears, the hairline, and the scalp. Just bringing awareness to all the muscles that exist in your face and in your head. And just simply trusting your skin. Trusting that there's nothing you need to do to hold these muscles into any place or specific shape or expression. And you can trust that by letting go, your skin will hold them exactly where they need to be. You can allow for a little bit of space to grow between the muscles and the bones. Just feeling that ungripping. That sensation when you release yourself fully into a hug of someone that you love. You just feel that final bit of you letting go and trusting. And now bringing some awareness to the space just beneath your forehead. So going into your skull. And feeling the space that's just beneath the crown of your head and behind the forehead. So coming into your brain. And just noticing what it feels like as you start to check in with your brain itself. And if you're having any difficulty with this, you can just simply picture what your brain looks like in your skull. Just imagine, using your imagination of maybe pictures or diagrams you've seen of brains. And just remembering that that is inside of you. Just becoming curious of what that feels like, or what you can see with your brain in your own mind's eye. Because it's in your body, so you have the power to see and to tune in. Just noticing if there's any specific areas in your brain that you feel a bit stronger. Maybe you feel some pulsing sensation somewhere. In the right, left, back, front, top, bottom. Or maybe nowhere, and that's okay too. Just being aware of the brain that is inside of your skull and tracing that brain down into the brain stem, coming behind the nasal cavity, down the throat, and keep following or tracing that space with your awareness through the brainstem into the spinal cord, traveling down the neck and throat, traveling down further past the sternum, and coming into your heart. And now just starting to let all of your awareness come to your heart, to this pulsing organ that's inside of you all of the time. From the time you were in your mother's womb, this heart has been beating for you, keeping you alive. And just starting to feel that unique rhythm that's in your heart. And if at any point you have trouble feeling this, you can always place one or both hands on top of the heart to encourage that feeling from the outside as well. As you feel your heart, you can let your shoulders drop down away from the ears. As you feel the collarbones broaden and expand, letting your heart sit in a prouder position. Letting your arms relax and your hands. Letting this comfort and love from your heart continue to soften your lungs and your rib cage, your belly. And just letting all the organs in your belly just release into their rightful places. Noticing if there's any need to hold or any tension that's having trouble letting go in your stomach. And just by being aware of that tension, you then have the power to release into it, to surrender to it. And feeling free to let your stomach take up as much space as it needs to take up. Maybe feeling the heartbeat in your stomach as well. Allowing your hips to soften into position, letting your glutes fully soften, your pelvic floor, and just fully releasing into whatever surface is holding you up right now. Fully softening the legs, all the muscles down the legs and the feet and the toes. And just allow yourself to sink down into the surface that supports you. That same sensation of releasing yourself into a hug. That sense of trust. And allowing yourself to be held. Trusting that whatever is beneath you is supporting you. And the earth beneath your surface is supporting you as well. And just remembering how deeply supported you are. You are being held up by the earth beneath you. You are being held to this earth by gravity. You are being fed by the sky and stars above you. Just remembering that you have everything that you need. And at the same time as you let yourself go into what's beneath you, you can allow the top of you, either the crown of your head if you're sitting up, or the front side of the body if you're laying down, just allowing whatever's facing the sky to be magnetically drawn up toward it. So you have this sense of release, allowing yourself to be held, and also the sense of lightness and allowing yourself to be lifted. And just bringing your mind back to that innate connection between your heart and your brain and your stomach and the rest of your body. Just remembering how everything within your body is connected. Watching your breath as it travels throughout the whole body. As your body gently breathes in, this breath travels to every corner and edge of you, from the toes, fingers, to the tip of your head. And as your body gently breathes out, this breath recedes and clears out anything that you no longer need. It's clearing up any blocks between your internal world. Because even though everything is always connected between us, sometimes these connections can get a little fuzzy or get a little bit blocked. Sometimes we feel difficulty with the connection between our heart and our brain and our stomach and so on. So just by becoming aware of these connections, that is what repairs it. That is what can clear these blocks that might exist. And you have the power to do this just with your own awareness, with your breath, and with your acceptance and softening into this, softening into you. And you have the power to do this at any point throughout your days. When you find yourself getting tense or feeling any holding in the fists, in the stomach, in the heart, you have the power to notice that you are holding, or notice that you are resisting something about what's going on. And shift that resistance into curiosity. And just becoming curious of why you are reacting the way you are. And that is where this all starts. So I'm going to read a passage from Inward by Young Pueblo. And I will type the name of this book in the chats after, so you don't have to worry about remembering it. You can just let yourself listen to the words and continue to let go and absorb. They were wrong. This pain, this heartache, these harmful habits, they don't last forever. Why? Because the heart is made of water and the mind is made of fire. The essence of both is change. The will to heal can remove the deepest stains on our spirit. Progress is being aware when there is a storm happening inside of you and remaining calm as it passes by. What does it mean to live in love? It means to rise above judgment so that we may see the world and ourselves with eyes of compassion. It means allowing the wisdom of love to orchestrate our actions, to always seek to produce thoughtful movements that support the good of all beings, and to emit peace into the ocean of humanity with our every step. Living in love is allowing ourselves to move through life with an open heart, so that all may share in the gift of our goodwill and kindness. It is to ask ourselves, how would love heal this situation before we make our move? I want to live in a world where harm is not systemic, where love organizes society, where the earth is respected, and where life is valued above all else. Anyone who is willing to know themselves, to face themselves with honesty, and work toward loving themselves and all beings without condition, is a hero who is adding to the collective peace of humanity. Two things are true. People who truly know and love themselves cannot be hateful toward other people. The same way we are anchored and grounded by the earth is healed and nurtured by our unconditional love. Allow yourself to transform as many times as you need to be fully happy and free. When you want to change yourself, do not change everything at once. Pick a few things to focus on first. Setting yourself up for success is key. Trying to change too many things at once is sometimes overwhelming. Being consistent with a few changes, applying them in your life until they become integrated as new positive habits, helps you build a strong foundation for future transformations. Setting yourself up for victory helps you build momentum. It makes the consistency required to achieve greater goals in the future much more attainable. Letting go is medicine that heals the heart. Letting go is a habit that requires practice. And letting go is best done through feeling, not thinking. So just taking the next few moments to let all of those words settle. And allow any words or messages that you heard today that resonated with you to soak in and be enhanced within you, so that you feel a bit more empowered to act on these truths in your daily life. If it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at Heart Center whenever you're ready. Just take a moment to once again feel your heartbeat. Feel the beating of your palms into each other, of your thumbs into your heart, and your heart back into your thumbs. And as you take a deep breath in, you can let yourself fill up with the biggest breath you've taken so far. And when you're ready, letting that go. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you as you allow your head to gently bow. And just bowing to the source of energy you believe is allowing your heart to beat. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration around you, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone in this space for listening and completing this practice alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today, for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. May you bring the same love and understanding to everything that you do and to everyone that you see.